Take 2 on hip and shoulder practice. Our hips and our shoulders are our ball and socket joints. So they have a lot of degrees of freedom. So they move in multiple directions and have rotation, unlike a lot of other joints in our body. So a lot of times they can get sticky and stiff and tight, especially when we're spending a lot of our time sitting, especially when we're working from home or just spending more time on devices like the computer and the phone. So let's begin on our backs today. And as you're lying on your back, take up a lot of space. So bring your arms out really wide and your legs even wider than your mat, so you're kind of in like a supine star pose. And start to just take some inventory of the body. How are you feeling right now? Where are you feeling tension? Where can you let go? So in yoga, we practice the niyamas, which are internal observances or internal intentions. And one of these niyamas is called svadhyaya, or self-study. So when we practice yoga, we really get to explore and study our bodies and our minds to have a better understanding. So just explore the body here, making adjustments as you need to feel more comfortable. So if you need to bend the knees, maybe flip the palms, anything you need to do to find some ease and comfort. And we'll start to shift our attention here from body to breath. Just observing the quality, the structure, the pace that your breath is naturally doing right now. No need to change it. Make sure the lips are sealed. You're inhaling and exhaling from the nose. And eventually we'll start to deepen the breath. Every inhale, visualize that breath coming into your core, expanding your rib cage and your abdomen. And then every exhale, send that energy out into your limbs, filling up your arms, your legs, all the way out into your fingertips and your toes. Every inhale, expanding through the powerhouse, the core of the body. And exhale, send that energy out, filling up arms, legs, starting to really build a fire in the body. And then eventually we'll start to add some movement with our breath here. Kind of create a little snow angel movement. So inhale, sweep your arms up over your head and out. And then bring your legs really wide. And then exhale, draw your arms back towards your body. Bring your legs to touch. And just moving with your breath. Inhale, expanding, sweeping your arms out and up. And then exhale, draw your limbs back together. One more. Nice. And then let's bring those arms out to a T. And just begin to flip the palms down and up. And notice the difference. You might find that one is more tight than the other. When our palms are down, we're feeling that stretch through our forearms and through our radial nerve. And when our palms are up, we're just kind of stretching out our chest. The next breath takes you to bring the arms up towards the ceiling. And then reach those arms up, rounding through the shoulders like you're giving someone that hug that we also desperately want to do right now. And then squeeze your shoulder blades down and back. Reach and round. And then squeeze down and back. So all of that motion is coming from the scapula. So moving the shoulder blade on the rib cage. Elbows stay straight. One more. Wonderful. Draw the arms back down to the floor. Inhale, sweep the arms up and out. Legs come wide. And then exhale, this time bend the elbows. Draw the arms back towards the body, but keep those elbows bent. And once those elbows come in, start to straighten the arms. Inhale, sweep. Nice straight arms, straight legs. Exhale, draw the bent elbows in and bring the legs back together. One more. Wonderful. Then bring the feet really wide on your mat and just drop your left knee into center. Bring it back up and drop the right knee into center. Little internal rotation through the hip. Just nice and easy. And if you want to bring this into a twist, go right ahead and add that opposite leg. So when you drop that left knee in, let the right leg come out. And when you drop that right knee in, let the left leg come out. A little gentle supine twist. Great. And then next time those legs drop to the right, go ahead and roll over onto your right side. And let's take a little rotation here. So just sweep that left arm across the body. And exhale it back to center. And then gently push yourself up to sitting. Let the legs cross if that's comfortable to you. And then let the arms interlace in front of you. Round through the shoulders, drop the head. Feel the stretch through the upper back and the back of the neck. If it's comfortable to just add maybe a little side bend, just kind of rocking right to left, feel free to add that in. Take a couple breaths here. And then draw your arms behind you, interlace the fingers, puff out the chest, expand. Couple breaths here, and if you want to add some movement, maybe just a gentle rotation right to left. Great. Bring the arms back in front of you, interlace hands. We're going to start to move with our breath. So exhale, round. And then inhale, interlace the hands behind that back, expand. Exhale, arms in front, round. Inhale, arms behind, expand, extend. One more breath. Great, and then draw the hands behind the head. If they interlace, wonderful. If they don't, you're just going to kind of reach for either side of your head really gently with your fingertips. We'll start to take a little side bend to the left as far as you can, really slow, controlling it with your core. And then when you feel that stretch and you can't go any farther, drop your left forearm and palm down to the ground, or maybe just your palm, depending on how far you've gone. And then release your right hand to your lower back, maybe towards kind of like if you had an opposite back pocket. And then take your gaze up towards the ceiling and reach your right shoulder up and back a little bit. Take a little twist to the right. And then exhale, release your gaze towards your left hand, towards the mat. And feel that nice deep stretch through the right side of the neck. right hand behind our back, and then just lift off. So I'll turn here so you can see. That palm is just going to lift off of the back. Exhale, lower it back down. So we're working our rotator cuff muscle here. Our rotator cuff muscle is the muscle that keeps our shoulder stabilized in that socket. Kind of like a golf ball on a tee. Think about our arm bone as the golf ball, and then our shoulder blade has a little concave space to hold it, and that's our tee. Good, one more. Wonderful. Interlace the hands back behind the head again. This time, dropping to the right as far as you can, feeling that opening through the left side body, and then plant the right palm, maybe the right forearm down onto the mat, and then reach your left hand behind your back, gaze up towards the sky, reach that left shoulder back a couple more inches. And then exhale, release the head to look towards your right hand. Feel that stretch through the left neck. And then slowly rise back up. Keep the left hand behind the back, lift off. Good, and as you're lifting off, try to keep that left shoulder back. Don't let that left shoulder tip forward. Keep the spine really straight. Let's take 3 more. Wonderful. All right, let's draw the elbows into the body and reach the arms out, kind of like we're serving platters. Exhale, draw the elbows in. Inhale, reach them wide. You've got 2 more. Good, and then keep those elbows drawn in. Just reach your pinkies towards each other, and then inhale, open up. And still just working those rotator cuff muscles. These little tiny muscles that help us with posture. You just need to kind of have a high number of repetition and a really low load, so not very much weight to work these muscles. Good, 1 more. Wonderful. Make your way to tabletop. So let's draw the wrists right under the shoulders, the knees right under the hips, and find some cat-cow. So drop the belly, squeeze the shoulder blades, and tip your hips forward. And then exhale, round into cat, drop the head, push those shoulders up towards the sky, and tuck your tailbone. So as you're moving through your cat and cows, try to notice especially how this movement is affecting shoulders and hips, or how maybe you can get a little deeper into the pose, really using the motion that's available to you in these ball and socket joints. So really tipping that pelvis, really rounding and squeezing the shoulders. Great. And then come back to tabletop, engaging the core, pulling belly up into the spine. Reach the right arm and the left leg long. Exhale, draw the elbow towards the knee. Inhale to reach. Exhale, in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, in. Inhale, reach and keep it long. Let's find some motion out to the side. So right arm goes to the right, left leg to the left. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, out to the sides. Inhale, center. 1 more. Great. Release the hand and leg. Let's take it to the other side. Inhale, reach left arm, right leg. Exhale, drawn in. As you're reaching and rounding through the limbs here, try to keep your hips squared to your mat and keep that core really engaged. Next time you're reaching, stay there. Draw your left arm left, right leg right. Exhale to the midline. 2 more. Wonderful. Set it down. All right, next breath. Inhale, reach your right leg, bend the knee. If you're feeling like this is already tough, you're gonna stay right here. Otherwise, start to lift your left or your right arm and reach for your right leg here. So you're gonna reach, keeping that palm open and your thumb up. And you're just gonna reach for that back foot and start to kick the foot into your hand. One more breath. Really feeling the left side of your body stabilize you. Exhale, release. Take that to the other side. Lift the left leg, bend the knee. Stay here if that's comfortable. And then start to shift your weight to the right. We're gonna reach with that left arm and start to gently kick into that left palm. Really working the balance here because we're reaching with the same side arm, so we're having to shift all that weight to the opposite side. Go ahead and exhale, release. We're going to take that again using the opposite hand and notice how that changes our balance here. So inhale, lift the right knee again, and maybe you just stay here and this is enough for you, right? You're already feeling your hamstring work. You're already maybe feeling a pull through the low back. If you're ready for more, lift your left arm and reach all the way behind you with a nice open palm. Thumb is up and gently kick that hand into, or kick the foot into the hand. Notice how there's more balance here, but we're just changing that stretch a little bit if we have a little diagonal reach. Good, and slowly lower. Let's take it to the opposite diagonal. So bend the left knee, feel that hamstring work. Inhale, that right hand, reach back for the pinky edge of that left foot and gently kick the top of the foot into the right palm. Go ahead and exhale, slowly release. Sit back, child's pose. Knees come wide, big toes to touch. Release the forehead to the mat. And then right away, let's inhale, lift to plank on the knees or the toes if you're ready for that. Start to find some movement just through the shoulder blades here. We're going to inhale and round, and then exhale, squeeze those shoulder blades. So keeping the elbows straight, it's kind of just like a little shoulder version of a push-up. But all of that motion is coming from the shoulder blade on the rib cage. Really working through the core to make sure we're not arching the low back. Good. And then this time, let's lower all the way down to the mat. So hug the elbows towards the body. And then zip the legs together. Push through the tops of your feet. Baby cobra. So hover the hands a couple inches above the mat. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. Exhale, release. Push back, child's pose. Inhale, lift right away to plank. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. This time, keep your palms on the mat and then lift up for full cobra. So thighs are on the mat, just a deeper version of the back bend here. And exhale, release. Push back, child's pose. And next breath will take you back to plank. This time, tuck your toes under, lift your hips high. Downward facing dog. Start to just pedal your legs out, reaching one heel and then the other towards the mat. Bending the knees as much as you need to, just warming up into your first down dog. Great. All right. Inhale that left leg high. Exhale, bring the left knee onto the mat. Swivel your left lower leg out to the side. Plant your right foot down on the mat. Find yourself in a modified version of side plank. Reaching the arm overhead, a nice deep stretch to the right side body. And then exhale, draw that arm back in, bend the elbow. Inhale, reach it long. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, reach it long. 2 more. Beautiful. And then let's come up. So we're going to bring our right leg out in front of us into a little half kneel and find just a nice gentle hip flexor stretch. So tuck that tailbone, keeping your back really straight. I'm gonna give you a little side view here so you can see that. Instead of arching through the back, you're just gonna tuck that tailbone, feeling that stretch through the psoas. Option to release that back foot if it's comfortable. And then making our way into a little hamstring stretch here. So start to straighten out the right leg. Bring the toes up towards you. Hands can be on the hips or fingertips on your mat. And feel that nice stretch through the back of that right leg. Good, and releasing here. Let's make our way back into downward facing dog. So hands plant down, toes come back, pedal it out, find some movement here. Good, inhale, reach the right leg high and then bring that left knee or the right knee down to the mat. Swivel the right lower leg out, drop your left heel, make your way again into that version of modified side plank. Stacking your hips, stacking your shoulders, and then reach that left arm overhead, and then exhale, bend the elbow, bring it in. Inhale, reach, exhale, bend. 2 more. Let the breath guide the movement here, so move at your own speed. Good, and then making your way into a little half kneel. So bring that left leg out in front of you and feel that nice deep stretch through the right psoas. And then let's make our way to that hamstring stretch. So keep your back flat, bring your left leg out straight, pull your toes back, and then keeping that back flat and just hinging at the hip. Feeling that stretch through the hamstring. And release any tension through the shoulders here. 1 more breath. Good, and then slowly coming out of that stretch and making your way back to downward facing dog. Let's find some stillness in our down dog here. So really spinning the weight into that web space of the hands, kind of between the index finger and the thumb. Spread your fingertips wide, and then really use your core here to take some weight off of your hands. And reach your hips 1 inch higher to the sky. And then let's slowly make our way up to the front of the mat. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, find a half lift. Squeeze the shoulder blades down and back with a nice flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. And let's find some nice big arm circles on that right side. Good, and just feel free to really get that hip moving too. So find some rotation with the whole body here. Good, and then switch directions. Good, and if you want to kind of let your gaze follow your hand for a little added balance. And then let's switch sides. Circles on the left, need to rush those circles. Just let your breath guide the pace of that arm movement. And then switch directions. Keep going. Let's do 3 more circles here. Beautiful. All right, arms are going to stay reaching overhead. Starting our standing series here. Just going to check my video. And I think I'm just going to make it into 2 videos. I'm going to pause here.